Hey everyone, welcome back to another weekly chat. I guess we're doing this every week, eh?
I can't believe we are. But here we are.
Look at the consistency, it's incredible.
This is
it's marvelous.
Apparently, this all the marketing people tell us this is what we're supposed to do. Since the day we opened, we had my favorite story is the guy who's like, hey, my daughters are really good in the social media.
Yeah, everyone always knows someone. Everyone always knows a person that can help you.
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, I know a person that can help you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that. No one's gonna hear this.
Inevitably trying to sell you something.
No one's gonna hear this part anyway. So.
So we wanted to jump in right and talk about a little bit about Sword and Brush, which is coming up in just over a month in November. It's actually on Remembrance Day this year, which is kind of cool because it's going to go hand in hand with the theme, which is remembrance.
Yeah.
Which just basically means there's like a theme category you can kind of paint something for.
Mm-hmm. I think it's kind of the historical guys couldn't jump on that, but you can apply it to anything.
Yeah, you can really apply it to anything. But I guess for anyone who hasn't ever been to or doesn't know what the hell Sword and Brush is, how would you explain it to someone?
Yeah, it's a figure show. It's a little convention. I was explaining it to someone on the phone, and then they're like, "Is it a convention?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah,
it's a convention. Yeah, it's we congregate, we bring our miniatures that we've painted, and we have a little get together about it, and then give some awards away, and But there's other things. There's vendors, which is a very convention type of thing. Yeah. So there's tickets you buy. It's not so something kind of that to alleviate some confusion, or although we are we will be vending there and we are historically kind of part of it. It is not exactly like our event specifically.
No.
There's a gentleman named Alex McCutcheon, who's the main guy behind it. It's his event. While we're happy to answer questions, you should probably direct them more to him.
yeah, for sure. We usually have a good beat on what's going on, but it's we don't have say on anything and that sort of thing. So
now that being said, it goes hand in hand because we love painting miniatures, figures, and promoting that whole side of the hobby, which is not obviously we sell lots of hobby stuff. A lot of people come to us for advice on how to do all these things, so it's natural that we're promoting and being attending an event like that because it's
it's like it feels very synergistic with sort of how we kind of operate in our culture at the store, and I would just reach out if anyone's watching this and has never been or has never really entered their model into something like this. I would just say the really cool thing, and the reason kind of we fell in love with the event, is it feels very inclusive. Everyone who goes, 99% of the people that go are there to basically just show off and share the stuff that they've been everyone's got their collections and what they're working on at home in their little hobby den, and they're painting away all year, and this just gives people an excuse to kind of bring all those miniatures out. People set up their little displays. And it's not even that they're going to be entering all of them. It's just they're like, look what I painted this year. And people are really excited to just chat with other people that literally have the same hobby as them and share. There's tons of people that love to share how they did things. It's like a little melting pot of ideas. Yeah. And I don't think anybody that attends doesn't leave more excited to just do the hobby in general for the next little while, right?
Yeah.
You have ideas and you just kind of want to just sink. It's a bit like going to Adepticon. You just on the drive back, you're so excited. You're just talking about what are we going to do next? What are we going to do next? And I think those little landmark events are super important to keep your hobby healthy.
Yeah, and I think your main point there about getting to bring out the stuff that you've maybe been working on, whether it was even this year or previous years, we probably need it more now, post-pandemic, sort of. I'm just going to knock on wood.
Yeah,
and
you knocked on a post.
It's made of wood. Yeah, I did literally knock on it. Anyway, I don't know if that's in the frame, but that's pretty funny. No, but I think there's too many times where you're pittering away at a hobby, whatever it is, and you're like, look, I finished a thing, and God bless your significant other at home. They're like, that's great, hon, or whatever. But
could you check off another item on a different list? Maybe?
Yeah. So exactly, yeah. What about all these other things? This brokenness and this, yeah, like there's like I've got like a slow draining drain and hope that I should fix, but instead I was like, I don't know, building a gun. Because
path of least
one's way
resistance.
more fun than the other. Let's be honest. So anyway, here's a great excuse to bring these out in a community of people that are excited to want to see those things.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of regular attendees to this event because it's not really brand new in the sense like it's I don't know how many 5, 6, 7 years under its belt. Like it's Alex used to run it in Toronto and a fire hall that he would rent, and then and now we run it at the there's a Holiday Inn on Guelph Line in QEW that has like a ballroom that we rent.
Yep.
And I can comfortably fit a couple hundred people, and we usually get like at least 100 or more entries, and so a lot of these guys come every year, and you know they're more than half. A lot of them are very talented too, and they love talking about their entries and their models, how they do things. They're very approachable, and it also reminds you like, oh, there's like great artists like basically right around us, because they're not traveling super far. A lot of them are also in Ontario. Like some guys as far as like Windsor and London or whatever, but it's or even probably Ottawa or whatever. But it's like relatively local, and you're like, oh, there's all this quality right here. You don't have to go to Europe or to like some big con in the States to see talented artists that do this hobby. And for those people that there's always a common question is like there's a bit of that intimidation of like, well, because a lot of us probably those of you watching are maybe only familiar with, for example, Golden Demon, which is its own type of thing, and it is Games Workshop has historically run that as a very high premium. I don't know what to describe it, like it's an all or nothing. Like there's always like dozens of incredible worthy entries that don't get any awards because
it's a podium. It's just 1, 2, 3.
They literally have to just look at these models and nitpick the tiniest infractions. Like, oh, there's a flake of dust on this guy. Sorry, you're not winning anything this year. And even though the guy poured so much time into it, so I'll let Chris explain how the Sword and Brush gets scored, because it's different than Golden. It's much different than Golden Demon, but it's also not really like a new thing. Like, a lot of competitions do it this way.
Yeah, like
so don't feel like this is like
the name. The name is it's in the name, like figure show versus painting contest. I think those are very important distinctions. So like figure show is about showing and displaying, and it's almost like like a dog show where you're like walking around and enjoying the event and taking in the time. But like the way it's scored is very important. It's basically you're scored against yourself, against a standard. So. It doesn't matter what model Jay brought and how breathtaking it is. My model's not ever going to be compared to his. So it's compared to a standard that's laid out. There's standards for gold, silver, bronze, participation, etc. And then there's there's still like a best in category and a best in show awarded.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, like you can, if you deserve a gold and you painted really well, and you checked all the boxes, you get a gold, and maybe Jay gets gold. So or maybe nobody gets a gold. So it's very good in that sense, and it's people feel inspired, and you kind of chase a personal best as opposed to going in with the mentality that we're like, he showed up, I hate that guy because he's good. So it fosters a different mentality where you're supportive of each other, as opposed to, I think, what Golden Demon's gotten a lot of flack for. Of course, it's still an amazing world-class event, but it's gotten a lot of flack for it. It doesn't foster that culture. It fosters more of a culture of negativity because, like you said, when you're looking in the cabinet, if you've entered your piece, you're looking for other people's pieces and saying, "Oh, I hope this guy made a mistake. I'm going to look for a mistake on his model so that I win the category." And it's not even people are bad people thinking that way. It's just that it kind of forces you into that mentality. Because it's so all or nothing, right?
It's it's either, and I don't know about Golden Demon, but like people don't really re-enter models, so it's like it's like you have one shot with this piece. You
can maybe do like a couple of the Warhammer shows and stuff, and that's for the year.
It's very difficult, and you could argue like, well, if you want the very best, but something about Sword and Brush which I like is we still have a best in show. And the best in show model is still is a Golden Demon type of model. Like incredible. So you get a bit of both. You get
that's true.
You can still get it. Get a medal with some models, and I don't know. Every year I always see people so happy. And and we've witnessed it lots of times, is where you get the guy who maybe paints, is the best painter in their little pond or whatever, or just loves that part of the hobby and never really entered, and then they go and then maybe they win a bronze, and they're like, wow, that was really cool, and then the next year they're like so jazzed to then try and best that thing or whatever, and keeps them really engaged. Whereas like if you just go year after year and you gain nothing, you get like no awards, not even any like you get some feedback, but like only and like Chris said, often it's just like, I mean, it's true, like in the Golden Demon sphere, it's really like a dozen people that just kind of routinely win it again and again. It's kind of like again, like, they're the best at their craft, I guess, but I don't know. It's hard to like do an art thing and because it's so subjective in a lot of ways, and there's like so many variables that just like,
and that's why I think like striking like the figure show has struck such a good balance, like you said. I think that's well said, because you still have that competitive element where you can win a besting category, but there's that progressive sort of like element of like I can progress within this kind of like context of the show. Every year, if I do a little better, I'm kind of rewarded for it in a way. As opposed to just like you could just like keep bringing a model and be getting better at Golden Demon, and maybe never podium in your whole life, basically.
It's just wild,
and I mean that's what it is, right? So I mean, So in a nutshell, come out to Sword and Brush. It's awesome. Even if you don't paint, you can come and just. I think it's like $5 or $10 just to get in.
It is. So I believe it's swordandbrush.ca. So yeah, tickets are up. It's $10 to just come. And look around.
It supports the show, basically.
We help exactly. There's like actually quite a bit of moving. And the space is not cheap. And I'm sure Alex would like to like
cover his costs,
like break even or something.
So that's usually the goal.
This event. And then for $20, you can it's entry plus model entry, and it's as many models as you want.
So you can enter up to one thing in each category, basically.
I think they literally put unlimited on the website.
I get, well, basically the judge will pick the best thing you put in that category. And just judge the one thing.
Exactly.
Basically.
So if
you're not sure, you just put a bucket of models.
If you bring a bucket of models, they're going to pick the best one. That's true. Because we also don't have thousands of medals to give for every little
or the
thing.
time to judge
it all.
So
there's that. And what else is going on? So there's going to be some vendors there. So other shops, not even shops, there's like tiny boutique businesses that like there's like people, again, just in our neighborhood, so to speak, that make models or sell various figures. If you're into historicals, this is a great way to pick up, or want to try your hand at painting some, I don't know, Napoleonic guys or something like that. There'll be vendors that sell specific kind of stuff like that. For the scale modelers, because there is like, that's a category of people. You know, we're talking like the I don't know, 135th like tiger tanks
like
and
vignettes
things
and sort of like cool little dioramas and
all
stuff
that.
Like that.
There's so there's categories for that, and there's something called the bring and buy, which I believe is you can bring stuff.
That's how I got this.
Exactly. So I guess you can like put it's like a table. You can sell your own stuff, and then you can use that towards.
Elliot will probably be running it again because he seems to be running it.
Elliot is. If you get to meet Elliot, I'm sure he'll be there.
Great guy.
He is extremely nice, and his models are beautiful.
So you can bring basically anything, any miniature related thing, and basically you put a price on it, and they collect the money for you, and then you get that money minus, I think, a 10% fee, which once again supports the event.
Right. And he, I mean, again, usually it's a great opportunity to find some little hidden knickknacks and things, because people are just taking stuff out of the basement.
Absolutely.
They're like, I'll bought this, I'll never use it. So that leads us to, I guess, the last section is so what the heck what are you doing? Okay, I'll start if you don't want to. Anyway, so usually, I mean, most like last few years is usually my excuse to go through a backlog of these types of busts and figures. This is a big child creative model. There's other brands. Scale makes some. Chimera is a brand. I don't know what Chris has here. He's got a.
This is like he kind of sells this direct.
Carol Rudick model, So it's not all about busts either, as we said. Like a lot of people enter like Warhammer models, which is like sci-fi and fantasy.
Yeah, we have there's like a wargaming category too. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, this is a good excuse to paint these figures, because like throughout the year I'm painting so much like wargaming models. So this is like I'm gonna paint something else or whatever. This is also a bit of a plug because we sell these. So
that's actually super nice.
I've started this sort of, this is what they call 112 bus, so this is, you can kind of tell, is, I don't know, 4 inches taller, well, maybe with the stem it is, so it's maybe like 2.5, 3 inches. And these are just great stuff. This is an all resin model. This company's in Spain. The sculpting is incredible. Everything fits together really well. It's not like a annoying, but like tedious forge wheel model. Like it's everything kind of, I don't know. They use a little more robust of a resin, so it goes quite well. And it just kind of I kind of just, you can copy the box art. You can just practice on things. It's like if you want to get better painting faces, these models are just more. Better subjects because they frankly have just bigger faces. So like a lot of Warhammer models, it's like a face that's been like covered by a helmet, and it's really just kind of painting some skin tone and throwing a wash on it. And so you're not really learning kind of some of the more nuanced things with that. So everyone's like, I want to get better at painting X or Y. I'm like, well, paint a larger figure basically. And these just have bigger proportions. So anyway, these are great. Like I said, it doesn't have to be that, but my recommendation is to jump on something like this. I like busts more than the, they're nice too. There's what we call 75 mil or 54 mil figures, so they're basically like, it's like more like a Warhammer model, but just bigger.
Like a big one, yeah.
Where you have like this is a bit of a metaverse character. Doesn't have legs or whatever. Where's my legs go? It just floats around. Yeah. But if you want legs, you need like to paint legs.
You need like, where are the legs?
you could do that. That's an option.
Where's the top of this muffin?
So anyway, I'm excited to do this, and I don't know what I'm doing. She's kind of like a wood elf or whatever, some kind of night elf ranger thing, and so there's gonna be a lot of dark greens, which I don't paint very often. I get made fun of for my color blindness, so we'll be doing that, and we'll see. Maybe pale skin. I'm not sure yet.
You're a bit of a pure consciousness painter, where you just kind of like your brain just goes into your brush.
I just start going.
Which makes it frustrating because when he does do something, someone's like, "Oh, how did you do that?" He's like, "I don't know." I just kind of like pulled some colors out.
I show them the colors.
But they don't make sense though. When you like line them up, you're like, I am not seeing a natural sort of. It's kind of funny that way. Anyway.
So
I'm just painting a big Warhammer model basically. So it's just like so it's a 75 mil. I haven't even built this guy yet. I need legs apparently. So he's pretty cool. Yeah. So I got to put him together still.
He looks like
he's like a big vampire basically.
He looks like the GW type of vampire.
So Carol Rudick, he loves old Warhammer. So you can see all the influences in a lot of stuff he does. Just like specifically the vampire stuff. He does a lot of. So we'll see. I'm not really sure. I'll probably use it as an excuse to do some crazy metallic thing that I'm going to regret, and also push myself to learn something a little bit new.
Doing videos on painting metals.
So apparently they're popular, so I guess I should probably keep doing that. I might try that like cool stippling technique that What's His Face was doing a couple years ago.
What's his face? That guy.
Lots of texture, basically. So like a lot of little dabbing.
If you look at the box, there's a lot of like scratch.
And that's something I don't normally do with my painting. I'm a very smooth painter. So like this is kind of out of my element, which is it's good to kind of make yourself uncomfortable once in a while.
Oh yeah, these are great, and again like to really triple down is like don't worry about like what your level is or whatever. Just paint something. Like it's the event is like we said, it's a very feel good type of event, and no one's gonna be like, ooh, this looks like too heavy. Like it's just it's more of a celebration. So
for sure.
And we've had people come in previous years. They were really surprised. Like they couldn't believe it. Like, wow, I won a thing. And they're like, you just gotta, shoot a shot at the net or whatever. How's it gonna go?
Something like Wayne Gretzky said.
Something like that. But I was like. I couldn't bring myself to finish the line.
As far as other stuff goes, you can still get your Space Marine pre-orders in this week. They are out next week. It does seem like GW is switching, at least in the meantime, to a 2-week pre-order window for all their stuff. Because the next week also is going to be up this week for 2 weeks. So that could be good going forward. So as a customer, you're going to get maybe a little bit more lead time. And we don't necessarily mind that because it's going to give us actual time to like figure out how much stuff we need to serve people. So
I think it is slowing down the pain, the wallet pain. And
it's gonna still end up being back-to-back weeks So like there's a release after Marines.
Right.
But that release now also has a 2-week window.
I see. It's
so they've
staggered.
kind of just staggered everything
Staggered it
now.
up. Okay.
So it should be more normal, but we'll see. Yeah, it's new, so I don't know.
So another ad plug we'll throw it in the description is Chris and Ash from Guerrilla Miniature Games basically explain.
Oh yeah.
The various product delays that we've witnessed and felt here, and I'm sure every hobby store has. If you're ever curious, kind of what's going on with this? Why is this happening? It's he's trying to catch up, basically. So you can watch that. It's very entertaining as well. So. Yeah. Chris is like, I guess.
I don't know. I haven't watched it, so I don't even know. Yeah, it's always weird watching yourself video. Yeah,
very entertaining.
Okay, good. On that note, thanks for watching another weekly update, guys.
Catch you next week.
And we'll catch you next week.